And it says we are live. It's Thursday night. I'm here. You're beautiful. That must mean, baby, it's time for GotBot Goes live. I, of course, am your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, man, please like, comment, share, of course, subscribe. And while you're at it, hit the notification bell. It helps me out a ton. It lets you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, all the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all of my social media links. Whew. All of that in the description down below. Also in the description down below. And if you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we have to offer to you through spring. Or, of course, hit the join button right here on YouTube and become a channel member. And we have some news, of course, to cover tonight. A fair amount of news, but a lot of it is kind of smaller notes, some interesting notes. We do have some leaks to talk about. We do have some updates to kind of the Haslab situation, so to speak. Bear with me. I'm just going to, while we're here getting ready, as a matter of fact, and I see some people are in here already, I'm just going to look at live right now what the current number is for backers for Death Source. I'm going to check that live right now as we speak, and it's currently at 15,442, which means we don't have any sort of throne yet. So we'll see how that goes in the next 4 days and 5 hours and 56 minutes. But we'll talk about that in just a little bit. I'm going to get things ready to go here. It's been a very, very, very busy, wild, crazy week here. Starscream Wife has been having a day. It's one of those days, man. It's just one of those days. I'm glad that tomorrow is Friday. Coming up next week, we're going to have one review, because next Friday, the plan, hopefully, is to do this year's It's a Very Transformers Christmas, right? And see where that story goes. If you don't know what I'm talking about A Very Transformers Christmas is something we've done the last 6 years or so. Yeah, about 6 years. And it's something fun to do. It's really tied to my Hallmark keepsake ornaments. Some of them are short, some of them are long. I think most of them are about 10 minutes, but I think the third year was like 40 minutes. It was a lot to that one. So by all means, go back and check out those and see sort of the evolution of that story. No, it's not a part of Universal Collision, but you'll kind of wet your whistle for what is up and coming, hopefully a week from tomorrow, because we are heading into that festive time of year. As a matter of fact, this week's countdown question that's up right now to vote on is, who do you think is the kindest, most peaceful Transformer? And it's interesting the way the votes are going there. Indeed. Let's see what you guys are saying, and then we're going to jump into the news, because we do have a number of things with which we must do the discussion. Hey, Brian, happy to see you. Caldeo. Hey, Mike. Hey, Paul. Hey, Ultra Megatronus. Vector. Oh, sick as a dog, man. There's a lot of stuff going around. I had a class beginning of the week, and there was supposed to be, I think, 28 in that class, and I had 6. So that's the way it's going around here. Hey, Jay. I'm not getting the Christmas Optimus. No, it has no place in my collection. I don't even know where to buy it. So no, I'm actually not getting it. Though I will say this, I think the transformation is very interesting. Really, really interesting transformation. Definitely not what you would expect. I especially like what is done with the arms. And I honestly think that the head sculpt, give it blue eyes, but outside of that, the head sculpt is, I think, the best head sculpt we've ever gotten on a mainline Optimus. It's perfect. So that's what I'll say to that. But otherwise, I don't have the space to store it. It would be a novelty. I'm not much one for these one-off novelty things. It's why I'm not a huge collaboratives fan. Speaking of collaboratives, let's do that bit of news now. So there is a new collaboratives listing that's been found. Project Bear. I'm not going to lie. That's all I know. I don't know anything else. I wouldn't even be able to fathom a guess as to what Project Bear should be. To my knowledge, this is the first time that we've had a collaborative that's been named after an animal. Now, a couple of people came up with like a couple of Marvel characters, and I was like, I don't think so. I don't think so because like they came up with like a couple of X-Men and stuff. I'm like, I don't, man, I don't think it's Beast. I don't think it's. I think somebody said Sabretooth, maybe. I don't remember now. And I was like, no, I don't think it's any of that. But what it is, I really don't know. So collaboratives, Project Bear. I don't know. Keep your eyes peeled, I guess. Hey, Killa. As we go down here. Hey, Ed. Happy Victory Saber shipping week. If you say so. I mean, I have literally nothing. I haven't gotten any notice. As far as I know, the thing hasn't moved. It hasn't shipped. I know nothing. Now, that being said, and I'll do this update now as well. Let's do the Death Source and the Victory Saber update. I know a lot of people are like having them show up and they're getting their notices saying, oh, he shipped and all this. I've got nothing. Not anything. But I do know of at least 2 people in Canada, one in Quebec, one in Ontario, who have gotten their Victory Saber. They had no notice from Hasbro Pulse. They had no notice from FedEx. It just showed up. That's it. It just showed up. One of them is pretty happy. The other one has a number of issues with their Victory Leo. The foil stickers, I'll call it, on the chest. I thought that was chrome, but apparently they're stickers. The one on the left pec of Victory Leo for him seems to have a hair trapped under it, like with the follicle. It's kind of gross. The nose of the lion mode tends to fall off. The lower legs have 2 different sorts of black plastics, one being the cool, like jet black, and the other being that more browny black. The browny black is kind of like on the back of the legs for him. The right chest, there's some paint or sticker issue there, and on the left there's 2 like black spots on it, so he's having a few issues with his Victory Leo. His Star Saber seems to be a bit better, but the yellow seems a little cattywampus, if you will, and the 2 like red blasters that have the white paint on them, it looks like he has 2 shades of white. Like both of his blasters look a bit different, but that might just be the picture. So he's pointing out a few issues. He hasn't tried to transform it yet. The other person I know that has it seems pretty happy with it so far, and has said, yeah, it's great, it's wonderful. So I don't know what to expect. I'm seeing all these people get all of these emails and shipping notices and stuff. I've got nothing, but I do know of a couple of people who just had to show up. As I said before, I don't believe for 1 iota, for 1 second, that it's going to come tomorrow. I don't believe for 1 second it's going to be here before the end of the Death Source campaign. I live on an island. This got to go through Dieppe, New Brunswick, and when stuff gets stopped at Dieppe, it's brutal. We'll see. Maybe I'll live to be surprised, but I'm not holding my breath. So happy Victory Saber shipping week. As far as I know, mine's not shipping, and even if it does, I don't believe I'm going to get it this week. Truthfully, I'll be surprised if I get it before Christmas. At this point, I'll really be shocked. I'll be happy, but I'll really be shocked. Death Source, again, we're at 15,500 apparently. I think those are pretty inflated, to be honest with you again. We haven't reached the throne yet. Again, this is not worth any consideration for me at all without everything included. 0. I'm not even looking at it. It's not even on my radar unless that goes there. We'll see what happens in the next 4 days. Even then, I'd really have to look at the math and see if this is the way I want to go. I don't know yet. I really don't know yet, but I can tell you I don't have it back right now. And I would really like to have the Victory Saber in hand. I'm hearing a lot of things, man, good and bad, because some people are having absolutely issue-free Victory Sabers. So I don't know. I would need to see what my experience is with it before I would really feel comfortable doing something like this again. I mean, a lot of these Haslab projects, man, that I hear tell of have issues. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I hope it is a happy Victory Saber shipping week, but I'll have to wait and see because right now I'm just sort of sitting back watching everybody get theirs, and I'm like, I don't think mine's moved yet. Also, I'm going to say this: I've heard of a couple of reviewers who have gotten theirs sent to them for free. I'm sorry, I'm not interested in overpaying on my copy so that you can send a free copy to someone else. That really bothers me. That's a real kick in the teeth to everybody who actually did back it. I don't like that. I think that's dirty pool and dirty business. But again, that's a totally different thing, right? We all paid good money, more than the thing's worth, absolutely more than the thing's worth to get it. And they're sending free ones out to certain people. I got a problem with that. I'm not going to lie. Today was a great day. Added Legacy Bomb Burst and Point Blank and Peacemaker to my collection. They're okay. I mean, Bomb Burst is all right. I done the review on him. I thought he was okay. I think he's fun. Some people have been harsher on him than I was. I do like Iguanas more, but I don't mind Bomb Burst at all. Point Blank, the arms, man. I mean, he looks great. He has heft. I love the transformation and the alt mode. I love the way the arms transform, but man, that elbow is atrocious, and no biceps swivel is atrocious. I could have even maybe gotten it past the bicep swivel if they had a wrist swivel or something. Like, I don't know, man. I like them because I wanted an update. I don't think we're going to get one soon. But I'm not going to lie. I don't understand why they didn't just somehow refinagle the punch counterpunch mold, because that's infinitely better than this one, if for no other reason than the arms. Peacemaker, I don't like it. I thought his arms were going to be able to move, and they don't. So I think he's weak. But overall, I think Bomb Burst is pretty good. I think Point Blank is, again, I want all three. Give me a sure shot, because that's the only one that we're missing now. Give me a sure shot to go with the other two. Yeah, I just wish the elbows were a bit deeper. And I think that could have been accomplished if you had a bicep swivel, or if the wrist could rotate and you could have turned the arm around, because that does give you a little more bend at the elbow, right? I think there was ways that they could have went around it had they not cheapened out a little bit. Can't find Christmas Prime. Yeah, I don't even know where it was sold. I know some people got it, but like, I'm not looking that hard. Oh, well, I'm not looking at all for it. Hey, Master Fire. Hold on, that jumped down before I could read your comment, my friend. That Optimus will be repainted into Combat Hero Optimus Prime. You know what? You're probably right. Honestly, I wouldn't even doubt it. I'd say you're hit the nail on the head. Hey, Razor Bear, Transformers collaboratives with the film Cocaine Bear. I have no idea what that is. I've never heard of it. Picked up Velocitron Road Hauler yesterday, strictly for that screaming face. I like that mold anyway. Project Bear could be Smokey and the Bandit. It could be Smokey and the Bandit. You know what? It could be Smokey and the Bandit. That's Ray Liotta's last film. I've never heard of it. Create a FedEx account and go to their. No, I'm not creating any accounts. I'm not. No. No, I'm not creating accounts. I'm not doing that. This should have been, as far as I'm concerned, this should have been just in retail. So no. I'm not getting trapped into having an account so you can send me spam email all the time. Thanks. The store in Perth got 3 Star Sabers selling for 600. I don't know what this store is, but 600 for Star Saber or Victory Saber is insane. Don't pay that. I just got Pulse emails for my Victory Saber has shipped. So there you go. Like, I don't think I'm going to get an email. I'll be shocked if I get it. I'm not going to lie to you. I'll be shocked if I even get it. I think this is going to be a disaster where I'm going to be scammed money by Hasbro. That's what I believe. I hope I'm wrong, but that's another reason why I don't like this crowdfunding stuff. You have no guarantees. That bothers me. I did not get the shipping notice from Hasbro, but from FedEx due to my account. Yeah, why? I don't use FedEx. FedEx is insanely expensive. Like, I would never in a billion years ship anything with FedEx. When I contacted Hasbro Pulse, they said I should not have the tracking number. However, it's on the way. Why shouldn't you have a tracking number? That's weird. There's a lot of stuff weird with this. I also may cancel my Haslab Death Source if I'm not satisfied with the Victory Saber set. I may just go with MMC Continuum version. I hope you get it soon. Yeah, I hope I get it soon too. You don't get DF'd with FedEx. You get imported to death. Well, great. Wonderful. I don't know. Like, I don't think I've ever gotten anything from FedEx. I certainly haven't shipped anything with FedEx. I have seen the prices, but like, yeah, no. I don't think they're a great shipping company. I see Hasbro has time to send out freebie Victory Sabers. I was just talking about that. Let's see here. Wow, that's not a good look for Hasbro. It's not a good look for Hasbro. I agree. Hey Ford, can you show us that Unicron in the back, please? Not much to show. It's Studio Cell. The Unicron in the back is Studio Cell. If you've ever seen Studio Cell, that's what it is. I did a whole review on him, a very long review actually, where I went in very in-depth detail in both modes and with the transformation. What I last read at the read all the weapons for Death Source have been included, but I don't see the 12th they're going to get 17,000. Oh, they will, because they'll magically all of a sudden, all these 2 or 3 or 4,000 orders from somewhere overseas magically appears. Anybody who thinks that this Haslab nonsense is legit is a fool. It's not. It's not legitimate. None of this is legitimate. They're just making it up. It's like when you watch wrestling and they announce like the attendance is, it's always inflated by about 4,000. Like, it's never the real attendance. I've seen it at times where they announce it and then it's come out after the fact that the venue couldn't even hold that many people. Like, it's inflated because it looks good, right? It's the same thing here. They want it to seem like, it's taking its time. They know what's going to back and what's not going to back. They know before it's ever done. It's just to make it look legitimate, they have to make some things back and they have to have some things fail. I don't believe any of it's legit. So just a way to, it's just a way to jack up prices. It's a creative way to jack up prices, but a way to jack up prices. I received multiple emails from Polish UK regarding Victory Saber. To be honest, I thought the service was very good. I've got nothing. I find Hasbro is the single worst company I've dealt with in my 44 years on this planet. The single worst company for customer service ever. Hey, Sovereign Knight. I'm glad that you could too. Be cool if we got a Death Star Unicron. I could see that happening, to be honest with you, Ford. I wouldn't even be shocked if that happens. Okay, let's get into the news. I want to get through it. There's a ton of it, and we're already like 20 minutes in, and I don't want to be all night because I know the day that Starscream Wife has had. So Rise of the Beast, apparently there are listings for Core Orion. Orion is going to be RC, and Delta 1. No clue what Delta 1 is, but they're core class, so that means they're going to be small. Weird, such a different experience this side of the pond. I guess it's weird. No, not core Orion packs. Orion is the code name for RC in Rise of the Beast. Delta 1, so, well, no, not minicons. They're the core class. That's not a minicon. A minicon would be more like a Micromaster, right? So they're core class. They're like Rat Trap or the Pink Bumblebee or 86 Rumble or Wheelie or Spike or those, right? It's going to be a core class. I think that's weird for RC. She seems like a full-size bot in the film. So why not just give her a deluxe? It seems like the most logical thing to me. Optimus Prime is like that. No room. What? Optimus Prime is like that's no room for Unicron. Yeah, no room for Unicron. Yeah, actually, the Optimus and the Orion behind me here, as well as Kickback, I needed somewhere to put them, and my space is at a all-time premium. That's why I don't have multiples of stuff. But they need somewhere to go. It's really as simple as that. APC Toys, Demonic Whisper, Transformers Prime. I haven't, but I've heard nothing but good things about it. So if you're thinking about getting it, looking forward to this version. I never backed Victory Saber, but I'm hearing mixed reviews. Yeah, definitely mixed reviews. But if you're, Jason, if you're in for the APC Soundwave, go for it. the 2.0 one, go for it. I've heard nothing but good things about it. Space is the biggest enemy. I hear you, buddy. I hear you. Wish we could barricade reissue. You know what? I'd be cool with a barricade reissue too. Okay, so going on here, collaboratives, Project Bear, we talked about. In the US, if you pre-ordered Galaxy Shuttle via Walmart, since it's part of the Velocitron Speedia 500 series, and that's a Walmart exclusive, I have some sad news. It was supposed to ship as of December 1st. Apparently, it has been pushed back until January the 6th. Not a huge wait, but it's a few weeks, especially when you expected something to ship. And there's nothing more frustrating than when that happens. We already talked about Victory Saber shipping out. Let's get into some of the leaks. Hey, going as far apparently as 2024 in what I guess is the Legacy line. We had a leak for Leader Beast Wars Tiger Hawk, which is cool. I'd be very interested to see that. I liked the original Tiger Hawk, though his articulation was limited. I would like to see what they do here. Speaking of, big leader class bots, also G1 Sandstorm. Now, I love the Voyager Sandstorm that was done from the Springer mold. It wasn't going to get it. Starscream wife thought the better. A lot of people for a lot of years have clamored for a more G1 accurate Sandstorm, and I hope you get it. Here's the thing. I don't think I want it. I liked the Springer, but the Springer was released as a Voyager. Since then, we've gotten two of the Decepticon triple changers, and I have not liked them. I don't think that the Astro Train worked for Astro Train, and I don't think Blitzwing is very good. I don't think I'm interested in wasting another $80 on a Sandstorm when I'm quite happy with the Generations one. But that's just me, and I'm okay with it being stylized. If you're not, and you really want him to be G1 accurate, then you're probably going to have to spend that later price tag to get it, and I hope you're happy with it. Maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe I'll think differently when I see it. I don't know, but I'm not jumping for it. And I'll say this. I've been seeing some reviews and stuff for the Leader Dragon Megatron. And while I love the look of the colors, the more I see it, the more I'm like, I don't think I really like it. And it's totally because of that arm that's the dragon head. And for some weird reason, I thought he had two regular arms on the show. I don't know why I thought that. And his whole dragon head ponytail is throwing me off. Don't get me wrong. I think he's a leader for sure. I think he's beautiful for sure. I don't feel the same luster with him that I thought I was going to feel when I see him. And for $80, I don't know if it's there for me. I got to be honest. Going on with the leaks. In the Voyager class, we had two leaders, Tiger Hawk and Sandstorm. In the Voyager class, animated Optimus Prime. I don't know how well or poorly this will be done. Animated had a very specific look, and they tried to take Prime that had a very specific look, and G won it. And I think that had very mixed success. I feel like with the animated characters, if they're going to go that route, like animated Voyager Optimus Prime, if you don't nail it and people look at it and say, oh, that's Voyager or that's animated, I think that you're going to have trouble. You got to get that animated look and those proportions down. You really, really do. Just G1ing it. You know what animated Optimus looks like in G1? He looks like G1 Optimus with a few different like paint apps to look like animated. Simple as that, right? It would be like Earthrise Optimus, but painted to look like animated. I don't think that's going to work, but we'll see. We'll see. And Cyber Starscream, I assume that's Cybertron Starscream. People seem to like the animated Starscream, or sorry, the Armada Starscream. So a Cybertron Starscream? I don't know, maybe. Then another interesting weird one, Prime Thundertron. For those who don't know, Thundertron was in the Aligned novels. He was released in Transformers Prime. He's basically a pirate that leads the crew of the Tidal Wave, and he's the leader of the Star Seekers. He has a peg leg. I don't know. It's one of them, like he wasn't in the show, but he was in the books, and he had a release before. I don't think I'd be in for Thundertron. Maybe. I don't know. I don't really know him that well. I didn't read those Aligned books, so I don't know. And Voyager Beast Wars Silverbolt. Yes, please. In for that. Then there's a capsule G2 Grimlock. I assume I would like to think that it's going to be the Leader Class 86 Grimlock done in blue colors, but I don't know. I have no idea what that exactly could be in terms of what mold would be used. But here's what's interesting. Oh, and there's also a leader Optimus that we assume is probably a repack. It says Legacy Uni. Now, I've heard that Legacy Uni is going to be Legacy Universe. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I've heard that Uni is going to be a reference to. We saw some images of Tarn and Leo Prime, or Lio Convoy, if you will. Prime has a ton of kibble on him. He's a little bit shorter than Tarn, little bit taller than Kingdom Optimus Primal, but I think it's safe to say he's going to have the bulk of a Voyager, of a good-sized Voyager, because of all the kibble on him. While he has a lot of white, the paint that is done on him is done quite nicely, and the left side of his chest opens, and I'm pretty sure that molded in there is supposed to be like his, I don't know what you call it. I'm going to call it the Matrix, but it's his like spark chamber thingy that he had, right? In his left pec. So I think that's cool. Turn, he has nuts articulation. His articulation is insane. He's a little bit shorter than Earthrise Optimus Prime. I assume that his mass is going to be made up within his body. I love his tank mode. Simple as that. I think Tarn is going to be a sleeper hit. I think everybody knows Tarn is going to be a sleeper hit. Apparently, Transformers Rise, the video game that we all thought was canceled, is apparently not canceled. Transformers Rise was being done by Certain Affinity, and we thought that the game was canceled. Apparently, it has just switched developers and gone to Splash Damage. It's going to be a third-person MMO inspired by games like Destiny. I don't really know Destiny too well, but I do know that they have like the 3 rankings with, like, I don't know, trolls and something. Apparently, there's going to be rankings sort of like that within this game. They're fighting an enemy called the Legion, and the Legion is made up of organic and non-organic matter, or inorganic matter, and it basically corrupts Transformers and mutates them into bigger, badder versions of themselves, right? It basically makes them a Jekyll, right? Makes them a monster of their former self. It is known to use the Unreal Engine 4, and therefore it feels somewhat outdated, but the potential is there. So they are working on it and working to modernize it. All of this information about Transformers Rise, which, by the way, is now being codenamed Fortress. Instead of Transformers Rise, it's being codenamed Transformers Fortress. All of this information is according to Insider Gaming's Tom Henderson, who is, had a lot of video game news and broken a lot of video game insider news in the past. So I think it's a pretty reputable source. Beast Wars, Retracts, and Wolfgang out in the US. I've already seen an empty Wolfgang packaging, so the thieves are getting out fast and furious. We saw in-hand images of the retro color Starscream and Hot Rod, where it's the G1 molds, but done with the 86 movie colors. They look beautiful. They really do. Like, I look at the Starscream and I'm like, you know what? When you color it the right way, granted, it looks like he doesn't have any thighs and it just goes from his waist to like his knee down. But that aside, yeah, I could see how that's Starscream. And same for the Hot Rod. Like, I look at this Hot Rod and I'm like, yeah, he has the dark shins and feet. He's the more pinkish color. His face still seems off, but yeah, look at it and I'm like, yeah, that's Hot Rod. I think this is the best use that those 2 G1 molds have ever gotten. TFCon is coming back to Toronto, the original TFCon, July 14th to the 16th. Not that I can go. Speaking of TFCon LA will have Alex Milne as one of the guests. I think he's a IDW artist, if I'm not mistaken. Jonik Botems, he is going to be the Rise of the Beast composer, doing the music for Rise of the Beast. He's worked on the 4400, Wedding Season, United Skates, and other films and TV shows. Listening to some of his work, it's not bad. It's pretty catchy, but it's definitely not the cinematic nature that we're used to from like the Bayverse and stuff. It's more low key. It's more common, kind of techno, kind of hip hop, sort of beboppy, something that you would hear in an elevator or an office, but it does help create an ambiance and an atmosphere. I'll be interested to see how it translates here. Um, Surely there's going to have to be some like big Transformers theme. And I hope that that probably is cinematic because that gives the gravitas that a film of this size needs. We'll see. We'll see how it works out. I'm interested to see what he comes up with because they're going a bit of a different direction with the music. So I'll be interested to see how it works out. Smartwatch bands by Moby Fox are being developed for Optimus Prime and Megatron. I'm not going to lie. I don't know anything about a smartwatch. Do I look like I know anything about a smartwatch? I mean, mine still has hands on it. I don't even go digital. But if you have a smartwatch and you want to Transformers it up a bit, there are bands coming out, wristwatch bands. Choose Autobot, Decepticon, Optimus, Megatron. The choice is yours. Did you like what I did there? An interesting leak here. Apparently, we could be getting, as soon as now in the holiday season, we could be getting a Generations Medix. If you don't know who Medix is basically Ratchet's nephew. He's young. He is, I guess, excitable. He's the medic bot from Rescue Bots Academy. Granted, the generation styling of a Medix doesn't really look like the Rescue Bots Academy lad, but you know what? It's cool. It's basically crankcase with the burnout head. A lot of white here, but that makes sense. White, green, red, that's kind of Medic's colors. And I think I'm okay with the fact that this looks stylized because honestly, if you see the releases that Medics have had, they all kind of have different looks. Like he doesn't seem to have, in terms of his plastic releases, he doesn't seem to have a consistent look. And none of it really matches his on-screen animation model. So a Medics, an extra medical bot, Ratchet's nephew, why not? Why not? I'm cool with that. Let's go over here, and then I'm going to check in with you guys now in a moment. Earthspark. So apparently everything in Earthspark, they're all going to be deluxe size. We've heard this. However, issues are starting to come up because some people are saying, well, that means like Twitch is the same size as Optimus and Megatron. And that's bugging me because if you watch the TV show, Twitch is obviously far smaller and far more diminutive in comparison to Optimus and Megatron than than she should be. I'm saying she, he, they, I don't know. But I get it. I mean, Twitch is a small character. Optimus, Megatron are a huge transformer. So while I understand that they're taking the Cyberverse RID 2015 route and they're all going to be the same size, all in that deluxe size, even the Warrior class are deluxe size, I also get the complaints people are having. Now, if I see a Twitch, I'm going to get a Twitch because I want a Twitch. I don't care that she's too big. I'll work it out. I'm okay with that. But a Twitch probably could have been a core, maybe, arguably. Holiday Optimus Prime was mentioned earlier. We've seen some reviews now, a lot of in-hand images. I already sort of talked about that. Okay, we're going to go back to Rise of the Beast in a minute. Let's see what you guys have been saying because I know I've definitely missed some stuff here. Let's see if I can kind of quickly get through this. I want a War for Cybertron Prowl reissue. Yeah, Prowl would be good. I agree. Prowl would be good. I got them, but I totally get where you're coming from, though, because I know so many people did not get them. Hey, Ash. FedEx is so slow. I wouldn't know, but that's what I'm hearing. T30 Sandstorm is awesome. I agree. Yeah, like I said, I wasn't going to get it. I didn't even really remember Sandstorm at the time, but Starscream Wife was like, get it. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this is such a tremendous use of this mold. I'm cool with the VTOLs. I'm cool with it. Leader size Sandstorm has to be a showstopper at that price. Absolutely insane. Yeah, I agree. They just learned to what? They just learned too hard with trying to make Legacy Blitzwing as cartoon accurate as possible. I don't think that they lean hard enough into it. I don't think it's very animation accurate at all. He has a line across his visor. I don't think the robot looks that great. It's small. He shouldn't have the silver on his chest. That wasn't in the animation. Why are the inside of his arms beige? The backpack is very egregious and gigantic. The tank is anything but animation accurate, but to be fair, none of the tanks have been animation accurate. And the plane is most definitely not animation accurate. It's barely a plane. I don't think it succeeds in any of the modes. I know it's popular. I know a lot of people like it. And if you do, cool. But I think I prefer my Titans Return. As imperfect as the Titans Return is, and it's imperfect. I I'm not under any delusions that it's not imperfect. As imperfect as it is with the custom paintwork I did on it, I think I still prefer it. Right now, I still have that Legacy Blitzwing here on the floor because I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with it yet. And like I don't want to put it up on the shelf and take space because I don't think it's worth the space personally. But that's just personally speaking. I don't like the new Dragon Megatron. Legacy Blitzwing is well not as good as the Legends. The Legends Blitzwing from Takara is the best one, undoubtedly the best one. See those ugly Energon fists? Yeah, they could have not had the Energon fists and used that to improve the design or the size or I don't know something. I don't even know how to fix it. Is the thing. Armada Starscream is a floppy mess. Oh, there you go. Jay doesn't like Armada Starscream. I mean, I saw it. I saw it at GameStop here 2 days ago, and I was like, I immediately don't want it. I'm not at all interested in it in the least. Unicron Trilogy is not remotely my thing. So I let my local community know, and he's gone. Like the next day, he was gone. So somebody wanted it. I hope they're happy with it. It's too bad that yours is a floppy mess. I can't speak to it. I'm probably never going to be able to speak to it unless I get like a loan of somebody's to review. I don't know. Don't care about the Thundertron, but happy for those who want him. I own Thundertron. Well, it's my son's now. Is he any good? Ed? Sorry, I'm late. Been busy. That's okay, Marcus. You got a life to lead, buddy, especially this time of year. Prime Thundertron was by far more interesting thing to be revealed. What? Prime Thundertron was the by far more interesting thing to be revealed as he would have appeared in TF Prime old plans before. Oh, okay. Yes, he would have been in Transformers Prime before the plans for Predacons rising and stuff. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean, woulda, coulda, shoulda, right? I tried to get Minerva from Walgreens. Yeah, I hear you. And none of the stores near me has it. Keep your eyes peeled, man. Keep your eyes peeled. I've been trying to keep my eyes peeled for a couple of people here, and if I see her, I'll certainly pick her up. Although that being said, I do have one that I am shipping out to someone, and I just haven't been able to get to the mail. I legitimately have not been able to get to the mail. Chest cavity. Tarn is that third-party Legends Magnus. I don't know a third-party Legends Magnus, but okay. I want to put Lyle Convoy next to the reissue Big Convoy. Yeah, oh, absolutely. That would make total sense. I don't have that Big Convoy, but I wish I did. Tarn will be a hit. I agree. Tarn will be a hit. I won't even be shocked if Tarn becomes, like Toy of the Year for 2023. I won't even be shocked. Corruption and Mutations, then. Interesting. Yeah, Corruption and Mutations. Exactly. That's what the Legion does to Transformers, apparently. Turns Dr. Jekyll into Mr. Hyde. There you go. Yeah, Jekyll and Hyde. You got it. Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I was getting at. Maybe Fortress could be a hint to Fort Max. Well, it's for the video game. So unless Fort Max is going to be in the video game. I believe Uni is short for Universe. Yeah, that's what I said. We go down here a little bit. And if I'm skipping some stuff, guys, I apologize. I'm just trying to get through it here somewhat timely. A blur that can handle a target master or battle master in vehicle mode would be nice too. Yeah, I hear you. Oh, look at that. Nice writing for the notification bell thing there, Sovereign. I heard Medix isn't coming out until June. I haven't heard anything about it. The last I heard is that it could be a holiday thing, but I'm like, I heard it and I was like, I don't think so. June sounds about right. Honestly, I haven't heard that, but June does sound about right. Minerva on Pulse UK. If anyone wants one, there you go. Hey, throwback. Will Swoop and Snarl complete? Yes, they've both been confirmed. Swoop and Snarl have been confirmed for Studio Series 86 long time ago. When they're going to come out, I don't know. Snarl is the next to be released. Yeah, Swoop kept getting pushed back. But yeah, Jay said it there. Snarl is the next to be released. That's what I've heard too. In my opinion, Legacy Blitzwing is better than Generations because the tabbing issues that kills the Blitzwing. My Generations Blitzwing has 0 tabbing issues. I fixed it like that. It's 5 screws, quick little send, 5-minute fix, and he's perfect. Absolutely perfect. Now, I'll say this. It totally changes appreciation for the Generations Blitzwing. I also didn't have any of the issues with the face turning gimmick where people said the paint was gummed up. I had none of that. I like the Generations Voyager. I like the Titans Return Voyager, both better than the Legacy. I think the Legacy is by far the weakest Blitzwing. But that's just me, and I know that that's an unpopular opinion. And if you love it, then you win, I guess. Okay, going on here. Rise of the Beast. We had a set tour as well. Rise of the Beast news keeps coming. Wasn't a whole lot to see from it, though. It was just kind of showing some of the background. We saw some of the blue screen and whatnot. So it was cool to see a little bit behind the scenes. There was also an interview that was done with Anthony Ramos, who plays Noah, as well as Stephen Capel Jr., who's the director. Basically, there's going to be a lot of like Black and Latino culture that's going to be used and explored in this, which is cool. I'm cool with that. Not everything got to be like Anglo-centric, right? So I'm fine with that. I ain't got no problem there. He said that Primal and the Maximals will know more about Earth and humans than Optimus and the Autobots because Primal and the Maximals have been here for a lot longer, even though they've been dormant. We're going to see an interesting way of how they come together. So I'm cool with that. Both the actor and the director loved Beast Wars and grew up with it, so they're very happy to be doing this. The actor would like to come back for other iterations and introduce other characters and stuff. He seems like a true blue fan. I mean, Bay was in for the money and in it because he had a reputation for big movies. Steven seems like he's in it because he enjoys Transformers, and he seems like he's excited to be not only bringing it to the big screen, but putting his take on it and bringing in characters. We'll see how it plays out. We'll see if it's a success or not. He did also say that in this one, we're going to see the Autobots and the Maximals sort of team up. No Predacons, apparently, in this one. But they will team up to go against a faction and an enemy that we have yet to see in the films, that being the Terracons. And he explicitly said, if you know where the Terracons come from, then you know what to expect in the future. So is that a hint to Unicron? I don't know. So yeah, it looks like Cable would like to stay on and do multiple iterations. We'll see how it goes. Dr. Wu showed off their super deformed Trypticon. Looks great in his little dino mode. He looks stupendous in his little city mode. He's an okay little transport, I guess. And he even turns into an Energon cube. So we got 4 modes. Super deformed, super cute, super tiny. He even comes with a full tilt. Full tilt doesn't transform, though. He's just a little car. Cutie one. Basically, these are 4.5 inches. They have the round eyes, much like a Funko Pop. They're doing a Nemesis Prime and a Silver Megatron. So if you're in for the Cutie one Nemesis Prime because he's cute, or the Cutie one Megatron because they're cute, they're going to be sold as a 2-pack. We had more news from packs and bases and layers for Magic the Gathering. It's not my thing, so I'm not going to be the guy to comment on it. It would honestly, it wouldn't be right for me to comment on it because I don't know anything about it. I already mentioned about Alex Milne. We saw. Why is this? What's going on with my pen? There we go. We saw not only images and official reveals, but we saw the like designer notes, the like from screen to plastic for both the Rise of the Beast Bumblebee and Battletrap. I think Battletrap looks tremendous. Now, I don't need it. I have the Titans Return Battletrap, which of course was made up of Battle Slash and Road Trap. To me, Battle Trap is a G1 Duocon, so like that's where my love is, and that's where I'm sticking. However, I do think that this Battle Trap looks really cool. It's interesting that it's Battle Trap. I think he's supposed to be a Terracon, if I'm not mistaken. He's Voyager, and he looks every bit of Voyager. Really interesting tow truck mode. Very realistic looking tow truck mode. I think it looks good. The Bumblebee looks cheap as dirt. The black on him has no detail at all picked out. Yes, there's silver applied, but like it's obvious that everything is yellow plastic and that this is just put on paint. I see the vehicle mode and I see like the whole, I'm going to say chest on the bottom. There's not a lot of clearance. Look, other than Jeep Bumblebee, I have detested the transformation and the functionality of every single solitary Studio Series Bumblebee mold. I've hated them all and scored them poorly. I don't like them. I don't think they work well. I don't think they go together. This to me just seems like another version of the Camaro, except this time, instead of having smaller tires, they're giving them great big, like monster truck tires. Of the two reveals, I'm more excited about the Battle Trap, and the Bumblebee is very meh. Wah, wah, wah. The AWE Bumblebee Striker with Stalker is apparently out in Canada at Toys R Us. I have no idea what the price is, but knowing Toys R Us, it's probably like $290 or some nonsense like that. It's not for me. I love G.I. Joe. I love Transformers. I just don't need a Bumblebee that turns into an AWE Striker, right? Just saying. I already talked about Death Source and how we're still shy about 1,504 days of the throne, so we'll see how that plays out. A number of pops. Speaking of pops, because we talked about the QD1 Studios, but speaking of pops, there are going to be pops for Rise of the Beasts, namely Optimus Prime, Optimus Primal, RC, Mirage, Scourge, and of course, you guessed it, Bumblebee. Going to be coming. So it is what it is. I already talked about Victory Saber. And finally, in the news, XM Studios is doing a Galvatron. He's in like a blaster pose, and there's an alternate arm. In his other hand, he's holding the Matrix, and he's kind of like standing on a base that's supposed to be Unicron. Again, it's a statue. I mean, superbly detailed, superbly painted. No doubt about it. Absolutely, positively gorgeous. But again, it's a statue. So, I mean, you got to be in for statues. Let's do the trivia, and then I'm going to go back and check with you guys. How are we coming along? Pretty good. Actually, we're coming along pretty good. And we're soon going to be to the unboxing for this week, and I'm excited about it. The trivia this week, ladies and gentlemen, listen close. What do the episodes Madman's Paradise, Only Human, and Forever is a Long Time Coming have in common? What do those three episodes have in common? Is it that they are all episodes where Transformers become human? That's A. B, they all feature Morphobots. C, they feature no Decepticons. Or D, they all have G.I. Joe references. So, Only Human, Forever is a Long Time Coming, Madman's Paradise. Do they all have Transformers that become human, Morphobots, no Decepticons, or G.I. Joe references? And I'm going to check in with you guys. While you answer there. Let's go up here a bit. See what you're saying. Who's Ratchet's brother or sister? I don't know. Does Ratchet have a brother or sister? Hey, Albert. I was busy this week. Received SS86 Coronation Starscream from Amazon at Voyager price. Nice. You got him for exactly what he should be. Good for you, man. Good for you. I'm happy for you. Actually, Prime Thundertron was nice. He has clear parts, that he's very sturdy, lots of playability. Interesting. I remember seeing it, and I was like, I don't know who this is. And I wasn't really back into collecting hardcore then, so it wasn't something I was going to pick up, but interesting. I like my Generations Blitzwing and done the shoulder mod on mine. Yeah. Same here. I can't find Minerva anywhere. I'm keeping an eye out for you, Dragonfly buddy. Hope things are good. You and I don't, we haven't talked as much lately. I'm sure we've been busy and life is what it is, but I hope things are okay for you, buddy. Minerva on Pulse UK. Okay, we already had that. Throwback down here a little bit. Medix was also pretty interesting as its base on his BotCon or Rescue Bots figure. As like Thundertron is very interesting. Sorry, where it's out of left field. Yeah, Thundertron is very out of left field. And I'll give credit where credit is due for doing something out of left field. Hey, Ken. Those Studio Series 86 Dinobots are awesome. Yes, they are. I agree. I think they're pretty much perfect Dinobots. Now, I know people have had their issues. Like, I know some people broke their snarl. I'm not sure how you break the shoulder things. I really don't get it, but I know people have. And we all know this poor Sludge has had a lot of issues. Mine is perfect. He was perfect the whole time. Thanks to our buddy Joe, I was able to actually add some very key upgrade kits. It wasn't needed. They're not needed, but man, do they add a little bit of just extra oomph, especially to Sludge. And Sludge is my favorite Dinobot. He's my boy. Bayverse Transformers movies should just be what? Renamed to Explosions. They should, but like I was okay with it. I didn't need a deep story there. I realized what it was, I guess. Sticking with my Titans Return Blitzwing, not perfect. The head wobbles a bit, but all three modes are, they like all three modes at least are serviceable on that, right? I want to see Rise of the Beast Scourge. So do I. So do I. Now, I mean, seeing the trailer image of Scourge, I get strong Turn vibes from. Like, if Turn was a truck, but I might think totally different when I see it in plastic. Be like, yeah, I was totally wrong. We'll see. We'll see. Rise of the Beast could be the beginning of something good. I hope. I agree, Jay. Let's see. To me, having more Autobots and Maximals and only 3 Terracons is still overkill, in my opinion. I guess it depends on how strong the Terracons are, and are they the actual big baddie? Like, is Scourge the actual big baddie, or are we being given a red herring for something bigger and a surprise in the film? We'll see. And I think now, with 6-ish, 7-ish months to go, now it gets interesting to start kind of thinking about these questions. Hey, DJ. Cheap AF. There you go. I have to get Battletrap. He looks just like he walked off the trailer. He does. The Battletrap looks just like he did in the movie. I absolutely agree, Jay. That's the worst Bumblebee of the entire line. I agree. It is. It looks so cheap. It looks so bad. Bumblebee's a bumble, all right. That bee makes the original 07 Camaro bee look good. It does. And that had Automorph. I do love the Camaro version, but the transformation is a pain, says Jay. I added gold and silver paint to my 86 Sludge. Interesting. Okay. And I added some gold paint to Slag. Interesting. I could see an argument for doing that. Hey, Timmy, if I didn't say hi already, buddy. Hey, Joel, if I didn't say hi already, buddy. After your fixing tip about Sludge is perfect. There you go. Yay. I'm glad it worked for you, buddy. Things have been crazy. I hear you, Dragonfly. Same here, buddy. Same here. Let's see. Let's go down here a bit. Let's see. We have a D, a C, a D, A, D. It is, ladies and gentlemen, the correct answer is C. All 3 of those feature no Decepticons. None at all. And in Only Human, it is the only Transformers episode where every single antagonist is also, I'll say, human or humanoid, right? Like Old Snake isn't exactly human, right? But he's humanoid. Just saying. So interesting. If you want like one that's not only devoid of Decepticons, but devoid of Decepticons even being referenced as bad guys, Only Human is your go-to. Been working, but have talked about. Yeah, well, I mean, a little bit, not much. I I have nothing to really say. I don't even have a shipping notice. I have nothing. Nothing. I have heard a number of issues, a ton more, with some joints being a bit tight, others really too tight, a couple being loose. Victory Leo, the nose thing falling off, and one of his horns falling out. I guess glue them in, I suppose. I don't know. On the chest of Victory Leo, a couple of black splotches on the foil sticker. I thought it was chrome, but apparently they're foil stickers. And a hair underneath. You can actually see the hair and the follicle. It's gross. So I've heard a few things. It ain't perfect, man. It ain't perfect. SS Donabots are a must. Glad to have them. I agree. Hey, input. Put my Legend Galvatron on the throne of the Studio Series Coronation Stars. Nice. Not a bad idea at all, man. Not a bad idea. I haven't got a shipping notice yet either. No, but input. I don't know if you were here when I said it. I know at least 2 people in Canada, at least, who theirs just showed up. There was no notice. There was no nothing from anybody. Nothing. It just showed up. So I don't know. I guess we'll see. Victory Leo encounters leprosy. Jeez, oh boy. Okay, let's do the unboxing. We got 2 things here to take a look at. The very first is, and I'm happy to say this because I mentioned some news on this just a little while ago. Ken Star Sabers in Ohio. And wrong that some people got them for free. I agree. Yeah. I, however, gave some news earlier saying that Galaxy Shuttle was being delayed in the US until January the 6th if you pre-ordered him. But around these parts, he is on shelf. So I got me a Galaxy Shuttle. I detested this mold for somebody. Astro Train. How is it going to feel about it here? Well, we'll talk about it next week because tomorrow we're going to be looking at a couple of upgrade kits for 86 Perceptor. But okay, so he has his slippers, right? Just like Astro Train has his slippers. I didn't like putting the slippers on Astro Train because it didn't match the animation. It didn't look right. However, this guy's animation does have big feet, so I'm okay with putting them on here. You know what I mean? Like, it depends on the character. I think the mold works better for this guy than it does for Astro Train, but it's not perfect. In fact, one of the big issues is still the size being too small, and I'll show you what I mean when we look at him, specifically next to Lio Kaiser. But we'll talk about it more then and what succeeds and what doesn't. Just for the record, here is our boy, here like this. And like, I don't even mind the orange, right? The orange bits and pieces, but like putting these on his arms to bulk him up, yeah, I'm okay with that. Yeah, it's not quite animation accurate, but like this guy is kind of like, he's such a nobody that who cares? Bulk him up. Why not? Do the thing. So yeah, we'll look at him next week. And then, courtesy of our buddy Ultra Megatronus, the week after, say Christmas week, we'll say, we're going to take a look at the Hallmark Pop Optimus Prime. So that's up and coming as well. I like it. I'll mention it now, and I'll mention it when I do the review. There are certain things here that I talk about being like paint or tampoed that I think are actually stickers. Now that I see it up close in the review that I filmed. And there's a couple of paint blemishes, but I mean, like, for what this is, like, it's cool and it certainly looks neat. I don't know what it's made out of, but man, is it ever dense. And also, I am very happy to say, and we'll look at this week after next, I guess. I'm very happy to say that I have the Transformers Legacy Wave 3 Dalros. What? Dalros? Isn't that Skullgrin? Yeah, it's Skullgrin. But I'm going to do some chit-chatting and some discussion when we look at this guy because I still love the Generation Skullgrin. So maybe there's room for a Skullgrin and a Super God Master Force Dauros, right? The Japanese version of this guy. We'll see. We'll have to wait and see when we review this guy. I will say this. The soft rubbery plastic that makes up the swords, I have not tried to bend mine, though a lot of people have. My swords are not like malaligned or misformed. They are still perfectly straight, and I really don't like to bend them, though I know they can, and I don't think they ever should have been made from the soft rubbery material. Similarly, his horns are like that, and the ones on the back of his head are also like that. Actually, the ones on the back of his head are still bent down. The ones on the back of his head also like to flip out some or pop out sometimes. But I don't think the actual head is soft rubbery plastic. He's interesting. And the reason I say Dauros is because I think there's actually evidence, early evidence, that this more than Skullgrin was actually intended to be Dauros. And I'll explain what that means when we look at this guy as well. So there you go. The Pop Galaxy Shuttle up and coming. Skullgrin or Dauros, if you will. Boom. No victory saber. Not yet. When we come back next week, the story will be told if he arrived in time before the ending of the funding for Death Source. Will we reach the 17,000? Will I back this thing or not? We're going to have to wait and see next week. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, remember that next week we're going to be taking a look at Galaxy Shuttle. Hopefully next Friday we will do a very Transformers Christmas, and that's about it. Enjoy your life, do your Christmas shopping or your, Kwanzaa celebrations or preparations, or your Hanukkah celebrations or preparations, or whatever it is you do this time of year. But enjoy yourself with your friends and your family. And if you don't do that, then at least enjoy your time here with us and this community. I love you guys, and I appreciate you coming by and giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how important it is to you. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we have to offer to you through spring. By the way, next week, I already have something for the unboxing that I just neglected to not bother to do tonight. So we do have something for next week. Don't forget that somehow, some way, each and every single solitary day, each and every single one of you do make a difference. And I look forward to the next time, baby, that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams right here on Thursday nights at the stop motion premieres, or the old fashioned way right here inside the videos.